Finally, I can finally make this video. The Otsutsuki Clan. The Otsutsuki Clan is a clan that I really, really hate because their ideals, their goals make zero sense to me. Like we finally got information about how there's some new foes that are even stronger than the Otsutsuki Clan, which to me, it completely removes all of the impact that the Otsutsuki Clan had on the Shinobi world as a whole. Because this is the thing. The Otsutsuki Clan Kaguya, she first appeared in the manga 2014. And since then, we still haven't really gotten like a whole lot of information since the Otsutsuki Clan. Besides her, we only gotten Yurishiki, if you want to go by the anime. We got Ichiki, if you want to go by the manga, and Momoshiki and Kenshiki. And the thing I have, my problem with this is the fact that let's start with Kaguya. Kaguya had no personality. People hate her because her filler was really boring and dragged on for quite too long. And the final nail in the coffin for her is the fact that she really thought that doing the infinite Tsukiyomi and having Zetsu clones would be able to fend off Momoshiki and Kenshiki. Like, what kind of world are you living in? Like, Zetsu clones are not going to do shit against Momoshiki and Kenshiki, especially if Momoshiki wants to go all out and combine his power with Kenshiki. Like, Kaguya is game over for her. Like, I just don't understand how Kaguya, like that mentality was so flawed. How she wants all the chakra just to be able to defend herself. Like I don't like that mentality because we still don't know about her. She's still a bland character, and the fact that she got dealt with fairly easily. Like you telling me she killed my boy Madara for this? Like we waited all this time for a character to appear out of nowhere. A girl from outer space that we don't even know how their origin even came to be. Now we know that Kaguya came to Earth to get the chakra fruit. I know all that, but for why? What's the point? I don't understand the point of prolonging your life for thousands of years. Like you know how boring that is to be alive for thousands of years. Like that doesn't make no sense to me. Because my favorite villain and my favorite Otsutsuki Clan member is actually Yurishiki because his arc is actually interesting to me because how he's able to utilize these tools that don't Sake's chakra, or even when he ate his eyeball and transformed to that. I don't know what that form was, but when he transformed to that I don't know that form that was awesome to me, and seeing how he was so clever to go back into the past and take Kid Naruto's chakra. Like that is such a clever idea that I wish other Otsutsuki members would have. They don't really have a lot of intelligence. What I'm starting to realize, they don't have a lot of insight, and they're really fucking dumb. And their reasoning is downright stupid because Yurishiki is like the one variable that I will say he's a great villain. Momoshiki, I'm fine with. I'm actually fine with Momoshiki. Kenshiki, you can throw him to the trash. Nobody cares for him. He was just relegated to be a sacrifice. That's all he was. He was meant to be a sacrifice. He was meant to be a plot device for Momoshiki to get stronger. That's all he was. He doesn't amount to anything. And the fact that Momoshiki managed to implant Boruto karma on him so easily, which is so weird considering how you're able to do it that easily, that fast. When I'm not gonna say spoilers, because when Ichiki does it took him thousands of years because he was still alive when Kaguya came to planet Earth with him. And the fact that he managed to live for thousands of years, I can forget that part. I can forget that part for thousands of years. But the fact that you're telling me he couldn't implant a single karma for thousands of years until Kawaki even came to existence, that he couldn't implant a single karma. Like that is not realistic. So you're telling me out of 1,000 years, that many humans, and you still can implant a karma. Like that doesn't compute with me, and that doesn't logically make sense when you actually think about it. But I mean, and especially when you think about what the Suki clan, who they are, and how strong they get, and cause when you see how they eat the chakra fruit eat chakra fruit of every planet, go to planet to planet, suck the chakra out, eat the planet, let the planet die off. They get more powerful. They get more life into them. They live longer. You see all that, right? And then you see this chapter, which you see all that is for nothing. Where you see that even the cyborgs are stronger than the Suki clan. So it's like, what was the point of even? Because you kind of makes them seem weak. Because you're going through all this effort, and if you're telling me you're going through all this effort, going through from planet to planet, and yet a cyborg is managed to have more feet than you, that tells me a lot. Especially when the cyborgs, I can't imagine what took that long, because especially since technology just started to come in, and especially with Amando. Like Amando, he is a genius for even crazy cyborg that manages to surpass Ishiki. And not only that, I think the real interesting thing that Ishiki, not Ishiki, Amando, how it's really interesting how he didn't even try to deploy those cyborgs at all. He even tried to give them the chance to fight against Chicken. It was just only catching Koji, which I don't know. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, because why would you keep your trump card a trump card? Because I mean, Naruto, Sasuke, yeah, they're strong, but they're not. It was basically a gamble, and I just don't know what's going through that man's mind, because they were so close to not winning. They was Naruto literally had to risk his life, or rather Kurama's life, and I just don't see what going through that man's thought process, because he was so calm while Kawaki was freaking out that Naruto man actually died, but he was calm about it. And I'm wondering the reason that he was calm was because he got something in his background, and he could still use those cyborgs. Because presumably, Jigen did not know about those cyborgs, because she probably assumed those cyborgs were destroyed. But obviously, Boro hid them away. But I just don't know the ideal of these characters, because the Suki clan makes no sense to me. Because I mean, I guess that you want to get more power, you want to live longer, but for what? Just so you can live longer? I mean, what is the end goal? Like, tell me that. That's what I want to know. What is the end goal? Like, you just want to live longer? You just want to get stronger? Is that it? Because that's kind of a bland lifestyle to me. Like, that's such a generic goal, and just such a bland goal. Like, I can't find any word for that. It's just a stupid goal, honestly, because just that by itself, like, you're doing all this just to live longer. There's not even like no actual reason. Like with Madara, he's doing all this for the sake of the world peace. I can even buy into that, but just to live longer, get stronger, that's just bullshit to me. And I just don't know how that they even managed to create the Otsutsuki Clan and have this process and have this thought process. And let's just have the most generic personality for them, and have the most generic goal and mindset for them. And I don't buy with that at all. And I'm hopefully, this is the last Otsutsuki Clan, or at the bare minimum, make your Otsutsuki Clan more compelling and more realistic. Because doing things for the sake of doing it doesn't vibe with me at all. Because what's the point at that case? But otherwise, tell me what your thoughts on the Otsutsuki Clan as a whole. And I'll see you guys on the next one.